very, very influential on me with respect to Hinduism, my introduction to Hinduism, and so I would expect that our audience from all over the world, wherever they may be, they're going to learn a lot from your explanation of the issues that we're going to be discussing in this interview. Could you please start by introducing yourself briefly to the audience?
I'm William Cully Allen, Associate Professor for teaching Asian religion in general, South Asian religion and thought in particular. This topic you have about water is quite universal, quite fascinating. And of course water is very central to Indian religious practice, Indian philosophy, Indian ritual and religion. Water is divine. The presence of the goddess in particular is contiguous with water.
Wow.
Where there's water, there's the presence of the divine. Water is one of the 5 fundamental elements from which everything is constituted. Fire, earth, air, ether, water. Have I got 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Water,
earth,
fire,
air,
earth, air,
ether.
And
Ether is akash in Sanskrit is space.
Space.
Water is central to many rituals in the Indian tradition. One that comes to my mind is the death ritual.
The death ritual.
Mm-hmm. Even when a body is cremated, the body is first sprinkled with water, cleansed with water, and after the body has been carried to the banks of a river from where it will, at which it will be cremated, once the cremation is complete, water again is splashed from the riverbed onto the bank, onto the funeral pyre, in order to cleanse the ashes from the bank back into the river. In fact, the Sanskrit phrase for to die, it literally translates to go to the 5s, meaning the 5 elements from which we have come, 5 elements to which we return. And it is quite visible dramatization of this expression when you watch a cremation, because you see the fire on the earth, the muddy ground. It is by the side of the water, which is also involved in the cleansing of the site before and after, cleansing of the body. Of course, it goes up into the air, into space, and so very vividly, visibly, literally, you see the body going to the 5s, returning to the 5 elements, which are identified as fundamental. So, yes, shall we proceed to the next matter of the Ganges River? Of course, of all the rivers in India, the Ganges has in mythology and theology stood out above all of the other rivers. There is a tremendous amount of myth celebrating the Ganges as a goddess. She descends from heaven and is her fall is broken by the head and the hair of Lord Shiva, from whom the Ganges flows down into the mountains and into the earth, and it is part of the mythology that this power of the Ganga is so tremendous and forceful and great that its fall to earth had to be mediated by Lord Shiva's head and hair, lest it be a destructive power. So it is a power of purification. Practically, of course, it is a source of all manner of life and culture. But we know that the Ganges is 4 times more polluted than, perhaps 10 times more polluted, I think is the math, than the 4 most polluted rivers in the world. And yet people continue to come daily to it by the droves to bathe, to do ritual worship, and to enjoy the culture of the river. So the belief is that whatever is presented to Mahaganga, Mother Ganges, is purified. Cremated bodies are interned in it. Some bodies for whom cremation is inappropriate are interned directly into the Ganges River, like infants, babies, young children who have no considerable weight of guilt to purify in a cremation ceremony. So furthermore, someone who has been enlightened is interned directly into the river, usually in a lotus posture in a chair, tied to a chair. I've seen it, them submerged directly. People who die auspicious deaths sometimes are interned in the river, like a snake bite. Often cattle are interned. All manner of life and death converge in the Ganges River as a sacred event and symbolic moment. People travel from far distances to see and experience the Ganges River from all over India, and perhaps from all over the world. You raised one question about the sociological and ritual significance of the Ganges, to which I'm speaking now, and by extension, all streams and rivers and ponds and bodies of water in India are regarded as derivative forms of the Ganges. So they're all the Ganges in some symbolic sense. Yes, by extension, by association. So
So
ubiquitous
the Ganges is
is
like the mother river.
Yeah.
So it's all of the rivers kind of they're related to it, like the child relates to
You can say that by association. All of the rivers in India have feminine names except for one. The Brahma Sutra is the only river in India that goes by a male name, son of Brahma. But otherwise, every single river has a feminine name, perhaps testament to their relation in identity and gender with the Ganga as a goddess. Sculptures, statues of the goddess Ganga are